Hi folks, welcome to Pepe Learning. In this video, you're going to learn about lambda expressions. This is a conclusion session. You know how to create a lambda expression. We are aware that functional interfaces are candidates for lambda expression. Lambda expression is precise and clean code. Lambda expression avoids boilerplate code. Lambda expressions got a simple syntax and it is a new type of syntax. You can use lambda expressions instead of anonymous class implementation for an interface with one abstract method. You're going to see the type of lambda expression, how does lambda expression use type inference, and what is the optional parenthesis and flower braces and optional return statement. Let us see a program and review it again. I have opened an Eclipse workspace which got a project called Java 8, and I'm going to create a class under a package called com.pepe.j8 for java 8.lambda.ext for extension. I right click on this package, new class. I would like to name it as travel lambda, and this is going to be the demo class. For that, I have selected the main method checkbox, and here I would like to add another interface in the same source file named travel. So in this interface, I would like to add a method named getService, which takes an integer parameter of service ID and it returns service name. So to make sure this is a functional interface, I have mentioned @functional interface above this interface. This will help me to avoid accidentally adding another abstract method. Now my functional interface is ready. I would like to create a lambda expression for this functional interface. I mention travel as reference and provide a reference name as travel service equal to, here I'm going to write a lambda syntax. The first piece of lambda syntax is parenthesis and separator and implementation. So whenever you are writing lambda syntax, ideally you are writing lambda syntax for a functional interface. Here the functional interface name is travel, which got one and only one method called getService. So you need not to mention service name here. Ideally this is how it looks, but you need not to mention this because the implementation is only for this specific service. Now it will take input as integer. I mentioned it as SID for service ID. Now I'm done with parameter and I want to make an implementation. Here I would like to use if condition. If SID service ID equal to 1, I would like to return food, else I would like to return fuel. Now I have completed lambda expression. To make use of this lambda expression, I'll call it as travel service dot get service, and I'm passing 2 as service ID, and this will return me a string where I'm creating a variable called service name, and I capture the output of getService method to service name, and let me try to print it. Sysout selected service name. So now I'm done with this. When I execute this one, I right click, run as Java application. So selected service is fuel. Now what is the type of this reference? So let me explain you a bit more. Let me create a variable called string name equal to Shyam Kakumani. Here, what is the type of name? Type of name is string. Similarly, type of lambda expression is functional interface. Now, you have to remember type of lambda expression is functional interface. Let me try to create a similar code, but this time I would like to show you type inference and optional parenthesis, flower braces and optional return. So for that I create another class called course lambda. As this is a demo class, I choose the main method. Here I would like to create an interface course which got a method called get type and takes a parameter as type ID and returns string, and I want to make sure this is a functional interface. For that reason I mentioned it as functional interface annotation above this interface, and I would like to make an implementation for this. So here on the line 8 I am deleting empty line, and here course service equal to, I'm going to make a lambda syntax here for that, parenthesis, separator and body. Now I implement in a standard way, and I'll show you how to remove pieces of code on the need basis. So first thing is integer type ID, so integer tid, and in the implementation body if tid equal to 1, return online, else return classroom. I have completed creation of lambda expression. Let me use it. I call it as course service dot get type. I am passing 1 and I am capturing the course type to a variable here, and like to print sysout teaching type plus course type. So I'm done with it. When I execute this program, you can see the output as teaching type online because I have chosen 1 is online. Now I would like to take some pieces of code to make this code precise and to make it clean look. First of all, for the parameter you need not to provide the type. So here I need not to provide the type integer here, so that TID is by default considered as integer type. This is called type inference. Next, I would like to write this piece of code in one line. So what I do is I will use ternary operator here. So the ternary operator piece of code is TID equal to 1, then question mark, which returns online, or which returns classroom. Now this is one line of code where I cut this, take out this complete body and keep it as one line. Now whenever there is only one and one statement, you need not to have flower braces and return type. By default, lambda expression identifies the return type is string. Now teaching type, and I'm just making here new so that we can cross check right click on this, run as Java application, teaching type new, online. So this is one line of code for previous implementation which we made for this. So functional interfaces are candidates for Lambda. Lambda expressions will have type inference, and there are optional parentheses, flower braces. Lambda expression is a precise and clean code, and Lambda expressions are foundation for functional programming. Thanks for watching.